Hey y'all. Okay, so I am making embeds for my next soap, which will be orange scented, and I'm redoing the design. Now, Brambleberry is having a challenge called Color the Rainbow, and yes, for the orange color. I'm probably a bit late on it, but I decided I would design my own orange colored scent. Well, orange scented, orange color, a type of soap with orange in it. And so I am making embeds for that. So now my idea for the design came from somebody who thought my tiger stripe was actually uh, a funnel pour. I think it was called. Anyway, so I'm going to get a upside down glass jar and put it in there in my mold, and I'm going to pour it each one color and let it go spread out one on top of the other, and then I'm going to pull that jar out and probably do something with the top. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, I'm making orange slices, hand molding them. This is my new design I came up with, and so I've already pre-measured my soaps a little bit, and I'm putting gloves on because I'm working with raw batter. It's not yet 24 hours old, so I did add rubbing alcohol into it to quicken and speeden up the saponification process. I put it in, it squirted it, and I stirred. So I didn't just leave it on top. But that does sometimes make for lumpy soap, and you just gotta work it out, and it makes the soap misbehave a little bit, but it's well worth it when I want to hurry up. So anyway, so I've divided out my orange soap, and I'm gonna turn you boy down to where you can see. Get this. Okay, so this will be my outside of the ring. I'm going to make a log and cut them like orange slices. So what I have here is, and I need to do a little tiny center, and I didn't plan that one. That's orange as well. So this will be my center after I get those going. So I'm going to roll this out and as a tiny little snaky log. Maybe it needs a little bit more on the bigger one. Okay, now. So I'm using TKB Trading's Ye Old Neon Orange. I believe that's what it's called. Yes, see. Ye Old Neon Orange is from TKB Trading, and that's the color that I have in here. And then my white, I just have oil soluble titanium dioxide. Now, when I reorder my titanium dioxide, I'm getting the water soluble like everybody does. Maybe there's a reason you guys use the water soluble and not the oil. I just decided I'm going to go with the better one. Okay, so that's how long I want my little things to be. I'm going to set this aside for just a little bit. And so I want to roll these out and make them into a triangular shape. Sort of a triangle. I'm going to let the one edge be roundish. I want it about as long as I got the other one. And I have 10 of them. Okay, so what I've done, I rolled it just a little bit shorter than that log, because when I push on it to create a triangle with my fingers, it's kind of elongating it just a little bit, which is just fine. And then I'm measuring it by that, and then carefully moving it over here. When I get all of these done, I will be adding the white to them. Okay, so next for the white parts. Now, I've got all these measured out, including a little tiny one. I'm going to roll the little tiny one out, and I'm going to flatten it and wrap it around the smallest one. Of course, I might need to still form a couple more of these to add to it like I did the other What I'm going to do is wrapping each one of these with the white for the be the membrane. And in this case, I'm going to flatten it between my fingers. I'm trying not to increase the length here. I'm trying to just roll it to where more white covers it. That'll have to do, as long as I get these covered. And I don't have to have all of them covered because I have this for the outside. Basically, what I'm trying to do is get two sides of this covered with the white. By pinching it and folding it down to get them to have a good coverage. Kind of like that. 5 of these little logs finished, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble half of these. Now I'm just going to push them together so that they become one big half circle. So I just want to work with them until they come together as a half circle. One at a time. And that's not the easiest thing to do, I suppose. So what I'll do is stick this one here, that one there, and then one there, might have to remold them as I go to make sure that they are going on correctly. Now, let's see, these things need to go on the outside. This is the first time I've tried to make this idea, so I don't have it down perfect yet. Oranges aren't imperfect anyway, right? Shrink it back down. And I'm putting this in the center. So now I'm going to assemble the second half, and this time I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to leave them all down like this and just move them together and take these two here and these two here. Now this one here, and then to this one here. I'm going to lay this one here underneath these two and line it up and just start squeezing together to get my half circle. Pushing it so it don't get too big. And then I'm going to move it over here on top of this other. And oops, try to roll it just a little. Squeeze them together. Okay, so I got my orange log. Now I need to get this down to 1 inch once I get the whole thing made together. But in the meantime, I need this right here a little bit to cover the outside of that. And it's sticking to my paper, so I probably should get some kind of flower or something. I don't know, maybe not flower. I saw another hand molded that used something to keep it from sticking. Not sure what she used. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze all, and I might have to work it to get the lumps and bumps out. So I've got this roughly pressed out. It's not quite big enough, but as I go and put it on it, I will make it bigger. I'm just kind of spreading this on here until it starts to cover it a little bit better. So now I've decided just to spread it this way, a little bit by a little bit. My goal is to get it mostly covered with white so I can put on another layer of orange. So I'm rolling it so I can loosen some of this and just pull it across with my fingers and spreading it like you would butter on a toast. I really didn't have this very well planned out in the way that I was going to accomplish my task. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how easily it would be to get this part done. I'm just having to work at it and work at it. Now, okay. Just a little bit more here on the end. Taken from one end where it's thicker. I'm just putting it down there. And I'm also rolling it periodically. Okay, so here's what I've got. I've got this roughly about the size I need lengthwise. And now I'm going to come in and press on my vinyl covering to flatten it and then pull off like that. I'm not putting the whole thing down so that it doesn't really stick too badly to my surface. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to keep working on it until it's really thin enough and big enough, wide enough to mostly go over top of my log. So basically I'm going to attempt to do what I did last time, is smooth it around after I get it on the soap. Because I'm almost gotten this about as thin as I can get it. I might have gotten it longer than I need. So here goes. Cut that part off. Work with it. When I get this on here. That fell off. So now basically I'm using my fingers to try to smush and smooth it onto this log here. And making it go. And spread it as far as I can get it to spread. My goal is to get this thing covered totally in the orange for the orange peel on the outside. Just working with it to get it to go further and further on there. Continuing to work it to where it's completely covered. And I'm not really worried about the whole thing. I just need 8 of these, maybe about ½ an inch. And these have to get smaller anyway. Have to roll this out smaller. Maybe next time I will only do full 8 of those wedges to make room for more of the orange on the outside. Okay, plan number 2 for this time. Next time maybe I'll have enough when I only do 8 wedges. I have to really clean my countertop now. So, sprinkle a dusting of my colorants here. And then I'm going to roll it over top of it. Should have thought to do that to begin with. Making a big mess though. Now I'm trying to get it down to 1 inch. Rubbing alcohol to get this to stick a little better. And now to cut it. Hopefully we'll see what it's going to look like. First I'm going to cut it that way. Okay, there's my orange little sad looking thing. There we go. What you think? I'm going to cut several of these, just about 1/4 of an inch, and the best ones win. And I need 8 of these. That one's not too bad. I need 4 more of these. There we go. Kind of resemble oranges. Maybe next time I will only, next time I will try to do only 8 of the little triangular things, and I will try to make it smaller and not try to, and make more, leave more for the outside rim, realizing that I don't need as much, so I won't maybe only cover half of it. Go. May the best orange win! Woo, woo, woo! I'm going to be laying it down like this, flat on top of the soap, rather than down inside it. This is my first time with this design that I had in my mind. And of course, sometimes the first time don't always come out the way you envision. There we go. That one, wow. Okay. Woo woo. We know which ones I'm going to use, at least 2 of them. Some of these are turning out better. So I've got 4 that's got that little center part. There we go. See? Some of these look pretty cute. You don't always see orange inside the orange, I guess. Well, there you go. See, that one can show. Like that. Okay, so I got a lot of these oranges here, and some of them are not perfect. Some of these will be used to make little mini samples, and I think I need to clean off my bottom of my board and my table here. I gotta get lots of water and wash it off, because that's the only way this is coming off. Rubbing alcohol will not take this off now. And so there we have it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I'm going to be using. And the rest of here are cute too. They'll be little soap samples. So, alright, so I'm going to say bye now. So, bye now.